My name is Nick, and today I will be teaching you guys about how societal factors impact students and their learning processes in school from pages 74 to 86. Every school day, about 7,000 students decide to drop out of school each year, and this is more than 1.2 million students each year. And I thought this was an interesting stat to start with because it shows that there are so many children in the United States that don't get an opportunity to learn. And part of our job as teachers is to give all students a fair chance in school. We as teachers might not be able to fully understand how hard it is for some children in their life situations, but it's important to be aware of how their life conditions can impact them. Social problems in school can have a bigger impact on students than you would think. Some of these problems are impossible to prevent, but part of our jobs as teachers is to reduce the negative impacts of these problems and help all students grow and learn in the classroom. Many people often look at the Sandy Hook shooting at an elementary school in Connecticut in 2012 as a significant and extreme example of how social problems can affect the learning environment. Young people can be influenced by stress, poverty, crime, a lack of guidance, mental health issues, among other things, but they still need and deserve a chance to learn at school. And an author by the name of James Garbarino, he wrote the book The Lost Boys: Why Our Sons Turn Violent and How We Can Save Them. Um, Basically, it was just about the school shooting in Columbine, and he details about the war zone mentality that some students have. And this mentality is basically when a student thinks that their life is filled with enemies, and these thoughts continue to develop and grow over their lives when they're influenced by hobbies such as music, video games, cults, movies, and television, and then combined with the easy availability of guns for some of these students as well, it was pretty easy for these tragedies to take place. It's important for us as teachers to be as nice as possible to your students and be a resource for them. Be someone for them to talk to and someone who they can genuinely trust. Um, After this video, I will link a YouTube video. It's a quick 5 minute little interview from James talking about the socially toxic environments that affect children and how they affect them. Some patterns of students who are threats are very evident. Take a moment to just pause the video and try to think of some possible reasons as to why some students could be threats to other students in school. Okay, and now you guys are done pausing, let's go through some of these reasons. Some reasons could be instance of targeted violence, people that were aware of the student's plan to go through with an act of violence. Maybe they did not threaten their targets directly before advancing their attack. They had no useful profile. They had difficulty coping with significant losses or personal failures, and maybe they've attempted suicide, felt bullied, persecuted, or injured by other people, and had easy access to weapons. And these are just some to name a few, but the question is, what can we do about this as teachers? There are a few things that we can do. We can access the school's emotional climate, emphasize the importance of listening to others in schools, adopt a strong but caring stance against silence, encourage everybody to speak up about things that they might see as wrong, prevent and intervene in cases of bullying, involve all members of the school community in planning, creating, and sustaining a school culture of safety and respect, and also developing trusting relationships between each student and at least one adult in the school. The way that children grow up can also heavily influence their behavior. Some families are characterized by alcohol and substance abuse, gang violence, unemployment, poverty, poor nutrition, and teenage parenthood. All of these things distract students from learning at school and even prevent them from doing so at all. Many who see gang membership, for example, as providing them with opportunity, protection, excitement, and illegal activities, but in fact, this is really just going to harm them and uh, their educational opportunities. Um, I would specifically look at figures 3.4 and 3.5 from the textbook because they show very good statistics about substance abuse and violence and crime that show that it does play a pretty big part in students' lives. And then lastly, just to go over some vocabulary from the chapters, um, the McKinley-Vento Homeless Assistance Act of 2000 provided homeless children with free public education, and the Adverse Childhood Experiences, ACE surveys, as they're referred to, they are scores that reflect the number of categories a person experienced during childhood between 0 and 10. And a fun fact about that is that 36% have a score of 0, which is alarming. Complex trauma, and this occurs when a child experiences repeated adverse experiences from which he or she cannot escape. And cyberbullying, which involves the use of social media and communication technologies to harass or threaten an individual or group.